Hello again, Internet people. This time I am making Garnet from Steven Universe out of Perler Beads. My good friend the Fry Brat, or as I like to call him Matthew, made Garnet out of pixels, and I decided to make it out of Perler Beads. I'll make a link to his stuff in the description. He makes some pretty cool pixel stuff. So, Garnet, she's kind of big, not my biggest project ever. But she took up 5 pegboards, about 1,000 or so beads. But right now I'm going to get ready to tape her up, iron her up, make the background, all that good stuff, but you'll see that in just a moment. So here we go. For the background of Garnet, I spray painted a canvas black. I thought black would look nice behind Garnet. Also, you might be wondering, why is this blue paper here? This thick blue paper is here because I want to create a stencil for this black background, so that way I can cut it out and spray paint it and make a star from Steven Universe, because I thought Garnet, you know, stars, crystal gems, that's their logo. I'm going to put that behind there. So, what I'm eventually going to do is take this piece of paper, tape it onto my projector screen. There's my projector back there. And I'll trace this out, cut it out, and then I'll have a stencil, which will look really nice when it's done, I hope. I'm going to fast forward now to when the stencil is all done and cut out. Hey look, we're in my basement. So, I have finished making that stencil I was talking about. I have the cutout of the star over there, and the leftover remains over here. I used yellow spray paint to spray paint over this stencil. You can kind of see underneath there my black canvas that I had before. So now I'm going to carefully take this stencil off, pull it up, and see how the star turned out. So I'm going to put the camera down just for a moment at about this angle and lift it up carefully. Ah! Ooh, nice. So, this is what the star looks like now that it's done. I think it turned out pretty nice, pretty snazzy. After I'm done with this, I'm going to actually do something else for this background, which is a secret. But you'll find out in like a moment, so it's not that great of a secret. So what I'm going to do for the black space around the star is I'm going to melt crayons on top of it and have all these drips going around. I've done this before when I made the Kraken from Earthbound, if you've ever seen that video, where I dripped a bunch of crayons onto that. And how I did that was I took a little mini heat gun, or like a hot glue gun, and I shoved the crayons into the back, kind of like you would regular hot glue, and it dripped out. But however, my hot glue gun is broken, so I can't use that today. So what I'm going to use instead is a heat gun, which blows really hot air. It's kind of like what you'd use on your hair, but just to the extreme, and your hair would catch on fire. But I'm going to put these crayons on a stick like this, so I'm not getting my hands hot. I'm just going to drip that all around this edge. Now, I want to keep the star yellow, so I'm not going to drip anything on there. So I'm going to take the stencil that I had earlier and just place it back on top of the star to protect it so it doesn't get any drips on it. And without further ado, smell some crayons. Alright, this is the song I would write if Garnet got her own spin-off show. Ooh, gosh darn it. Garnet, you're my favorite gem. I think you're awesome. Ooh, darn it. Garnet. I think it's pretty obvious what the show's name would be called. Darn it, Garnet. Alright, so that is done. I melted a bunch of crayons. Now, I am going to take this star off very carefully and see how it looks when it's all done. Yeah. Pretty cool. Some of the colors got on the star, but not too many, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I think this overall as a background looks pretty dang cool. So yeah, we're going to move on to Garnet now. Going back to Garnet. When I first started making Garnet, I outlined everything in black, then added some dark gray for her hair and part of her leg. Then I added some light gray for some highlights. After that I put some light pink for her glasses, some white for her glasses, some pink for like her arm and her face, some like darker pink, light purple for parts of her legs, her face, and her arms, darker purple, and then a light purple for some other highlights. And then I realized that, that light gray, I didn't think it really fit that well, so I got rid of it and replaced it with light purple. Next step, it's time for some tape. We're going to tape up Garnet over here, and then iron the back of her after we flip it over. If that doesn't make any sense, well, it will soon. So now that Garnet's all taped up, I'm going to place Greek sculptures of the book on top of her to make sure that this tape doesn't fall off or the beads don't fall up when I flip this part over. So let me try to angle this camera right. There we go. I am going to take this foam board and take the book, sandwich them together, and carefully flip. Here you go. Yeah, Garnet over. And now, after we take this off, ta-da! I can take these parts off. Now, I'm gonna iron this part, because I like to have a side that has the unironed perler beads and a side that has the iron perler beads. And the iron perler beads are the thing that I'm gonna be gluing down into my background. So, I'm gonna get a piece of parchment paper and start to iron up Garnet and get her ready to be finished. So close. So I'm going to be putting down the works of Salvador Dali on top of Garnet to make sure that she doesn't curl when she cools off. So I'm going to let this cool for a few minutes. You know what? Just to be extra safe, I'm going to put Home Improvement 1, 2, 3 on top of Garnet because I know she's tough and she can punch through a book. So I'm not even going to mess around. So I think Garnet's cooled down enough. I'm going to start to take off these books. And yep, it looks like that is totally cooled down, and it looks like Garnet's in one piece. I'm going to take off this tape. Yep. So everything looks like it's very firmly together, nothing's falling off, and Garnet's ready to glue down onto a background. So let's go do that. So this is what I'm hoping Garnet looks like when she's all done. I haven't glued her down yet, but I think that turned out really nice. So I'm gonna put this camera back on the tripod. Get on there. And angle that just right. Okay, so we're gonna flip Garnet over. Put some glue on her. Some of this E6000 glue. I'm gonna carefully get some of this E6000 glue on a Q-tip. And I'm gonna spread this around, especially the edges of Garnet, some on the middle, and then place her flat on the background. So I'm going to start to do that now. I'm making this project during the summer of Steven. Currently the episode Mr. Greg just aired, and oh boy, that was a good one. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, but Garnet's done, and I am really happy with how it turned out. So, thank you for watching this project, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!